All right. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another virtual town hall. Today is Wednesday, January 27th. So thank you for joining us for another town hall. I know we've been doing this for a while, and we've got some announcements for the schedule of future town halls. So I'll lead with that. We reviewed the COVID case numbers, and as we expected, we're seeing that downward trend hold steady. Today's number reflect that we are significantly below the 21 reported case averages. So we are in a position where we want to dial back some of these virtual town halls. So we'll be moving to holding a specific virtual town hall every other week to alternate with council meetings. So this upcoming Monday, the 1st, is going to be council meeting. So we will deliver COVID-related announcements during the announcement section of the council meeting. So there won't be a separate virtual town hall on Wednesday, but we will have our next town hall on February 10th and then again on February 24th. And for March, we'll also host 2 town halls, but we will continue to deliver messages as we have been. We'll continue to deliver that message through social media and the council meetings. So I will now transition to where we are with the numbers. So I'm going to share my screen, and I've got the numbers these are the key indicators for the state of Ohio. As of today, we are at 878,284 cases. Just in the last 24 hours, that's an increase of 5,366. Which is a little over 1,000 cases lower than the 21-day average of 6,451 cases. So we're seeing that number decline. As we reported previously, we saw the number of cases spike significantly over the Christmas and New Year's celebrations. At one point, we reached that 10,000. So I'm happy that we have moved away from those numbers, and we hope that, I'm confident that these numbers are going to continue to decline with the vaccine already rolling out. There'll be greater protection for our most vulnerable populations. And we've got another graphic up for the vaccine. As you know, on Monday, the group that's 70 years and older will be eligible for the vaccine. So shortly, we will put up an image of where to sign up, where to schedule for an appointment. So here are the other numbers. Hospitalizations are also declining. ICU admissions are declining. So I think overall we're doing well. On the numbers in the county, let me pull up that slide. Okay. All right, here are the numbers for the county. Total confirmed number of cases in the county are 11,053. There's your hospitalization records. For the village, we are no longer getting those numbers for the village, as the numbers were significantly higher, much more higher than what the county could manage from a notification perspective. So we're no longer getting those numbers, but you all know that we are being affected by COVID on a daily basis. Here in the village, I personally have had a loss. My neighbor, a wonderful Phil Miller, passed due to COVID. He's my neighbor 2 doors down, and just wonderful person. And Susan has been so welcoming to me and my family from the minute we arrived in Yellow Springs. And he's also has a dear place in our community's heart. Him and Susan they've been very giving to our entire community. And for me, it's a loss. And I know for many of our residents, a big loss to lose Phil at this moment. So my heart, my thoughts, prayers are with the family. And no, it's hard. It's unimaginable that we're here, but we are, and I'm thinking of them. Okay. All right. So, John, I'm going to share the vaccine screen, or you have that. Sorry, if you can pull that up. All right. So, starting February 1st, the group 70 years and older will be eligible for the vaccine. So, I encourage you to please go on the Greene County Public Health website and schedule an appointment. And there are also other resources there for the vaccine. That website's on the screen. And, I'll read it out loud. That's https://health.alert.gcph.info/COVID-19. I'm sure Chief Altman's going to talk more on that matter. Before we move on to Chief Altman, I want to celebrate our Council Vice President, Marianne McQueen. It's her birthday today, so I want to wish Marianne a happy birthday. So Marianne, if you're watching, happy birthday. Hope you get to enjoy the day. Thank you for all that you do for us, the village administration, and for our community. So wish you a happy birthday. All right, and now we'll turn the floor over to Chief Altman. Chief, where are you joining us from tonight?
Thank you, Josue. Miami Township Fire Chief Colin Altman coming to you live this evening from the Psychoneuro Institute for the Very, Very Nervous here in beautiful Southern California. I'm here this evening to mark the passing of one of my favorites, comedic genius, Oscar winner Cloris Leachman, who passed away this evening at the age of 94. Whether she was starring as Phyllis in the Mary Tyler Moore Show and then her own series, Frau Blucher in Young Frankenstein, or Nurse Diesel in High Anxiety here at the Institute, she always made us laugh, or at least made me laugh. Always made us laugh, and thought it would be appropriate to mark that because laughter is something we need right now a whole lot in this crazy country of ours. So a little laughter goes a long way. So rest in peace, Cloris Leachman. COVID, still here, hasn't gone anywhere. But our numbers are going down here in Ohio, which is a good thing. More importantly, the number of ICU admissions and hospital admissions due to COVID are dropping. That's the important indicators. Total number of cases, it's neither here nor there, but it's the ICU and the hospital admissions that are critical. We have seen a drop continuously over the last 7 days, which is wonderful. So wonderful, in fact, that the governor is announcing the curfew will now be from starting tomorrow, 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. instead of 10. So that's good news for those of you who own bars and restaurants, and good news for those of you who go to bars and restaurants. 11 p.m. And if it continues, the trend continues, we'll go to midnight to 5 a.m. Good thing. And then eventually it'll go bye-bye altogether. So whatever the heck we're all doing here in Ohio, it's going in the right direction. We're wearing our masks, we're social distancing, we are washing our hands, we're sanitizing our hands, we're staying home, all those things that are important for us to do. So, yay, curfew changes. Testing. It's still important, however, to get tested. You need to know. COVID is deadly. It is not the flu, like I've been saying since, March, I think. So this is very serious. Testing is available for essential workers in the village and the township Tuesday mornings from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the fire station, the brand new fire station. Unfortunately, you don't get to come inside, but you get to park in our parking lot. And some very nice nurses will come out and swab your nose. And this is just the little nose swab, not the scary nasopharynx one. You can go through the Yellow Springs Community Foundation, who are the provider, the sponsor for this, their website, and sign up. 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Tuesday mornings at the fire station 101 East Herman. If you are not an essential worker, I hear this a lot, like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Because this is Ohio, we have plethoras of testing locations for you. So closest one would be the little clinic down at Kroger. in partnership with Kettering Health Network in Dayton Yellow Springs. They do rapid testing. Cedar Care Pharmacy in Cedarville, rapid testing. Bar Pharmacy in Xenia, rapid testing. So you can go out and get tested many, many places, and you really should. It's important to find out. And then vaccines, as Josue was talking about, the vaccines are here, people. I'm getting my second dose tomorrow. I'm very excited. I mean, I am really. It's just not showing it at the moment, but I'm very excited. But what's really exciting is now people in the most vulnerable age groups are able to get them as well. So we're currently in the, I think the 80s and up, and then it goes to 75 and 70 and the 60s and up, 65 and up. It is very important, very, very important that you, if you are medically able, you sign up and get your vaccine. This is the only way that we are going to return to any kind of normalcy, and to guarantee, hopefully for you who's a senior citizen, back to normal life. You don't have to stay home all the time and you can get out. So go to the website that the Village had up for public health. Our fantastic staff at Greene County Public Health are working their butts off to make sure that this is all working out. Keep in mind, however, supply chain issues are out of their control. So don't take it out on the nurses or the public health workers at the clinic if you can't get yours, if you thought you were going to get one and it's not there. Basically, they don't really know how many they're getting dose-wise until they open the box that came from ODH. ODH doesn't know how many they're getting until they open the box that came from the feds. So just be patient, get signed up, make your appointment. You may have to wait a little bit. But get on in there. It's going to start rolling out to more places. So you'll already the hospitals, you can go through Premier or Kettering Health Network, and the two national pharmacy chains, Walgreens and CVS Health, will have that available as well to people who need it. So we are working our way, we being the state, working our way through the different vaccine tiers to get to everybody who wants it. And I'm hoping that everybody wants it. Right down the pipe, looking hopefully in a month or so, we're looking at the hopeful approval of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The beautiful thing with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is it is a single dose. Single dose makes life easy. I'm hearing, shockingly, that sometimes it's difficult to remember to go back for your second dose. I'm really not sure why that is, since you'll get a hyper-reach call from the county reminding you, but this will make it even easier. So let's hope that between Moderna and Pfizer and the new J&J and whatever else is coming, I think GlaxoSmithKline, whoever they are, has one coming as well. So we can start getting things, and the new administration really is ramping that up, let's hope. So get your vaccine, very important. The good folks at Public Health want you to have it. I want you to have it. Chief Carlson wants you to have it. Josue wants you to have it. Even our ASL interpreter, she says, get it. Because, you know, we all have your best interest in mind. Whew. Last but not least, today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. This is the day back in 1945 when Soviet troops, and if you don't know what a Soviet is, you're probably a really young person. Soviet troops liberated the Auschwitz concentration camp. So it's a day for us to honor the memory of the 6 million Jews who were killed in the Holocaust, the millions of Russian citizens, the hundreds and thousands of everybody else, from Roma to Seventh-day Adventists, to Jehovah's Witnesses, to LGBT folk, to intellectuals and those who are disabled. This is a day, hopefully you do on more than one day, but this is a day the UN has set aside to honor these people and honor the victims, including several members of my family and people I grew up with who had family members back in the old country. We're in a weird place as a country. Hopefully things are going to get better. You know, with got a Homeland Security alert today that we're all supposed to be on high alert for homegrown domestic violent extremists. They're still here. And this kind of speaks to it. So remember that education and remembrance are our real only ways to beat hatred and bigotry. So let's remember those who gave their lives, who died back then, and all those who continue to die for what's right on this Holocaust Remembrance Day. Without further ado, back to you, Josue.
Thank you, Chief. All right, we'll now hear from Chief Carlson. Chief?
Thank you, Josue. Thank you, Chief. I wanted to add, we lost Fred Rogers' wife. I think she passed on the 14th or 15th. She was 92. Mr. Rogers is one of my heroes. He's on my wall of fame in my office. I'm sure you've seen it if you've been in here. But I wanted to pass that along. Also, a big happy birthday to you, Marianne. We appreciate you, all you do for the village. And happy birthday. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. The only update that I have, Josue, isn't COVID related, but we'll be announcing it at the next council meeting on February 1st. I'm excited and pleased to announce that the Yellow Springs Police Department received our final certification on the 25th, Monday, for safe policing for safe communities. I'll keep this short, but I'll let you know what it's about. We have to write and provide approved policies to the Office of Criminal Justice, the Ohio Collaborative Law Enforcement Agency Certification Board, and the policy constitutes adherence to our constitutional standards, of course, termination of use of force, the duty to intervene when officers witness other officers using excessive force, training protocols on use of force and de-escalation, which we continue to advance in here in the Yellow Springs Police Department. In fact, Florence is working this whole week with new 40-hour CIT certification and officers from around Greene County. Appropriate medical care policy. This policy states that officers, when engaged or when we encounter anyone who is in harm's way, that we proceed with medical care. Warn before shooting, that is prohibited in Yellow Springs. Shooting from a moving vehicle, prohibited. Warning shots, prohibited. No-knock warrants, prohibited. Hiring of personnel and recruitment policy, that's new policy that's written up to state-specific standards. We're very pleased with that. And a community engagement program that we have passed and we are certified in. So I was real proud to pass that information on. I know that most of the information this evening's regarding COVID, but I thought I'd bring a little bit of good news from our end. Thank you, Josue. Back to you.
Chief, thank you so much for reminding us of that. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished and what the police department has accomplished around the social justice and safer policing practices, particularly because I know how hard you guys work, and recently, and maybe not so recently, there's been disinformation about what our police department does and how we serve our communities. Surprisingly from some of our own leadership. So I'm happy that you've got that in place. We got that certificate. I'm actually gonna pull it up on the screen to share it with folks because I think it is important. So there it is. It's from the Ohio Collaborative Law Enforcement Agency. So it's a final certification that the Yellow Springs Police Department is a safe policing for safe communities. Chief, I also wanna add that all the items that you referenced, the 8 can wait, that is the gold standard of community policing in the policy changes that we have been asking for throughout the country. And at Yellow Springs, we were already doing these things. We didn't need a national movement to jump on the bandwagon. We were doing this. Our peace department, our peace officers were already doing these progressive practices here in the village. So it's good to have that seal of approval from the state that we now have certification, but we want to reassure our residents that we hear you when we are progressive, and we doing all that we can to stay ahead of the best practices. So thank you, Chief, for what you've done and what the team has accomplished. All right. Tonight we're not. Mayor Pam is not able to join us tonight, so she sends her apologies. Regrets not being here tonight, but she'll join us for the next virtual town hall. With that, I would like to open up the floor for questions. We've got Philip. Do we have questions? All right. Our utility windows. Meant to talk about that earlier. You may be aware that we had to close our utility window downstairs because we had significant number of COVID cases here in the village. We had 4 cases, and many of us, including myself, had to be quarantined. I was released from quarantine on Saturday, so I was here back in the office on Monday, and along with other employees, including the clerks that operate and run the utility window. So we're back in the office. Our utility window is open and back in for in-person business. Window might have been closed, but we did not stop serving the public, as there are multiple ways for us to provide services that are typically provided at the utility window, such as customer service or account servicing, processing payments. That continue via phone and website and email, but we're back in person. However, if you want to continue to do business with us online or over the phone or email, we encourage you to do so. We offer all those options to make our services available to you at your convenience. So I also became aware that in the process of doing a software upgrade to our utility management software, many of our users experience challenges connecting to our online portal, where you're able to view your bills and make your payments. We're working with the provider to resolve any pending challenges in that software update. We resolved many of it so far. Such challenges as the delays in the validation emails that were sent to customers. There was a delay in when you will get your confirmation email or your authentication email. So we're working through those things. So bear with us, but it should be up and running. If you have questions, you can always reach out to our office via phone or email. And as always, I'm available if you want to reach out to me as well. All right, with that, Philip, any more questions? We've covered utility windows. Wi-Fi or public Wi-Fi downtown is working great. I was out there this morning, had an appointment at US Bank, and I stopped to do speed test on Short Street, and I was amazed how fast it was, 57 megabits per second. So it's pretty fast. And soon we will have the Wi-Fi at Corey Street and Hawthorne Apartments up and running. So wiring has been done. We're working through the equipment setup, and that should be live soon. All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you Monday at council meeting. Have a good night. Thank you, folks, for joining us.